Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Shasta Plays, and today we're going to be doing our Week 7 of the UPBA, going up against Shuckle King and the Rillaboomers. So, once again, we're at another first time playing this person, even though we've been in a couple leagues together, which is pretty cool. Shuckle King has quite the reputation as well. He's a very solid player, has been playing draft for a very long time. So, definitely looking forward to this one. So, he has a hell of a squad as well to match up with. But, yeah, so first up, though, be sure to go check out his channel along with all the other coaches down in the description below. We got some great content coming out of this season, as well as the UPBA Twitch and main YouTube channels, where you can watch a selection of games every Monday night, where you can just watch some live commentary on those games, which is just awesome. So really love that. So we actually had our last week's game on that one last week, which is pretty cool. So it was a really cool game. My awesome Hydra set definitely popped off, and it was just really cool. So anyway, yeah, that's enough about all that, though. Let's go ahead and get into this week's matchup and see what Shuckle King has in store for me. So he has the Solgaleo, Landorus, Togekiss, Zarude, Neoligo, Iselgor, Slowking, Barbaracle, Sock, and Tauros. Oh, and Rapidash. That's not a Pokemon, though. We don't talk about him. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, he's got a Solgaleo. This Pokemon is stupid. So, Solgaleo is incredible. It hits very hard, has just excellent physical bulk. So, even though while on paper it seems like I have a pretty decent matchup against him, he's got the coverage and he's got the power to manage. So yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to dealing with this Solgaleo. So, I think that this is a shoo-in for a weakness policy set. So I'm gonna have to be very careful about that. So. The biggest thing I'm worried about is, like, potentially, like, a weakness policy agility set, because if you can get the weakness policy and he gets the agility up, I can't outspeed him with Drill at +2 speed, just because Drill would have to be, Drill just can't do it, as long as he invests enough, like, just, you know, Drill just doesn't meet that speed, and that's just very scary. So that's the biggest thing that I'm really worried about. I'm going to try my best to chip down the Solgaleo or put it into a situation where it can't, you know, set up an agility, potentially. But yeah, there's that. So, Landorus also looking really solid, here. You know, it has a good stopgap to all my physical attackers. Intimidate is just very, very annoying, so I would have to set up either multiple Swords Dances or get this guy significantly chipped before I can get on a good sweep. Togekiss also looking very annoying here for my Hydra, but you know, that's about it. So definitely think you could be annoying with some Thunder Wave, like defog shenanigans as well, you know, keeping the hazards off the screen. So there's that. I don't know why I had these moves here. I don't know. My thought process is weird, but anyway, I think Zarude is probably a pretty good shoe-in for this week. You know, it has very good coverage. You know, has, you know, grass and dark is actually pretty decent into my team. You know, he's got Rock Slide, I'm pretty sure. Yes, he's got Rock Slide for the Moltres, which is like the only thing that doesn't really care. And yeah, there's that. So Neoligo could come as a very scary special sweeper. Iselgor could come to set up hazards. Slowking could be just a nice bulky Pokemon that can just sit and do damage and stuff like that. But I think it's pretty much like anything of these 7 Pokemon or so. I don't really think Tauros, Sock, Barbaracle, Rapidash, I don't really think any of these guys really bring a whole lot to the team, but, you know, Tauros is awesome. We've used the Tauros in the past, and, you know, that was pretty cool. I really enjoy Tauros. Like, it's a very cool Pokemon, so I think a lot of people sleep on this Pokemon as well, so, but, yeah, and Sock as well, very cool Pokemon nonetheless, but, yeah, so I'm kind of expecting, like, obviously these top 4 right here are going to be coming, and then 2 of these 3 guys, so I can see the Iselgor coming for, like, lead spikes and all that shenaniganry, and then Neoligo could come as, like, a nice Meteor Beam Sweeper, and Slowking just as a nice bulky Pokemon, essentially, but, yeah, so that's that's what I'm kind of expecting, kind of building for. I'm very scared of this Solgaleo, but yeah, we'll see. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into what we're gonna be bringing. First up, we're gonna be, of course, bringing our standard offensive Excadrill, holding that Life Orb, Sand Rush, Earthquake, Iron Head, Rapid Spin, and Swords Dance. We really don't need anything else. Iron Head and Earthquake pretty much just melt his entire team. As long as we can get a Swords Dance up, we can, and like some chip on like the Landorus, we're pretty good to go. We could potentially run Jolly to try to hit some like really scary speed tiers, but it's just not worth it. Like, if the Aselgor wants to run Scarf and outspeed me, go for it. I don't really care. So, you know, that's about it. That's about it, though. Yeah, that's the only thing that we're really gonna need that for, so it's not worth it. So, but yeah, Drill, just gonna be doing Drill things. Probably try to get him either as a mid-game breaker or a late-game cleaner. So that's pretty much about the idea. So. Hippowdon is looking pretty solid here. It's kind of like a great answer to the potential, like, physical Solgaleo. We got Rocky Helmet, so we can take Sunsteel Trikes and get that damage back onto him. We can also, like, you know, come in on, like, potential U-turns and stuff like that from Landorus and Zarude, which is pretty cool. Speaking of Landorus, we do have the Ice Fang. So we can just chunk that thing down very hard. So it's not going to kill because, you know, we're not heavily invested Hippo or anything like that. And Landorus is a bulky boy, especially with the Intimidate. But, you know, it can't just sit on us, and that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, Earthquake, Slack Off, Stealth Rocks, pretty standard. We're not going for long sands. Pretty much like Drill is going to, like I said, end up in a situation where he's going to break mid-game or he's going to sweep late game. So as long as we can keep Hippo around, and if we need him for the late game, just send in Hippo, let her go down, and then we just have 4 turns of sand, and Drill just gets to do his thing, and we're pretty much set. All right, so Moltres is up next. Pretty good Pokemon. You know, lets me have a decent switch into like the grass type moves on Zarude. I will have to watch out for that Rock Slide, like I said, though. But pretty standard. You know, enough speed that we can outspeed like Landorus and other things like that. You know, Sock potentially as well. Flamethrower, Defog, Roost, U-turn. Nothing too crazy on Moltres. Yeah, I'm not really super worried about, you know, Moltres sticking around forever, but, you know, it's like a nice little thing that can keep hazards off my side and stuff like that, which is cool. So, Hydreigon is up next. Life Orb, 3 attacks with Roost. Nothing too crazy here. Very standard. We got Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, and Flash Cannon. Depending on his set on his Togekiss, we can 2-shot the Togekiss with Flash Cannon potentially, which is very cool. And it's a guaranteed 2-shot if we get rocks on it. Excuse me, which is nice, but yeah, mostly it's just here so we can have some nice, strong special offense, and we do actually outspeed the Solgaleo by 1 singular point, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, just crazy how that stuff works out, but yeah, I thought about bringing, like, a Scarfed Hydra, but I just, with a Togekiss running around, I just don't like being locked into a single move, you know, so, Life Orb, 3 attacks with Roost Hydra, seemed pretty solid, so. Scolipede, we got another Swords Dance Sweeper, 3 attacks, Swords Dance with holding a Focus Sash, so we can live any 1 hit. Again, we are running Max Attack Adamant, and we're running all that speed, so we can actually outspeed a Solgaleo at like neutral. If both of us are at neutral, like, I can outspeed him, which is kind of crazy so to think. But yeah, it works out that way. So, but yeah, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Mega Horn. We don't really have anything to hit the Landorus super hard with. But, you know, as long as we can potentially chip down the Landorus, like maybe use like our Excadrill to break and like chip the Landorus down significantly. If we can get a Swords Dance up with Scolipede, this might be our in-game sweeper, you know. So, but we'll see. Or potentially other way around, we could use Scolipede as the breaker and Excadrill as the in-game sweeper. You know, it's just how it ends up working out. So, however it ends up working out. So, I just got 2 strong, fast Swords Dance Pokemon that can just go in and have a pretty good matchup against like everything except for the Landorus, more or less. But yeah, so there's Scolipede, looking pretty good. I'm liking it. I do have to keep the focus sash in mind and not let it get broken by my own sand or rocks or anything. That's actually one of the main reasons why we're not running long sand, so I have more opportunities to bring in my Scolipede and not have to worry about sash getting broken, you know. So. But, yeah, there is that. Last but not least, we have Mew. So I wanted to have something a little bit more specially defensive to help deal with, like, the Nihilego and stuff like that. And, I thought, why not? Let's run a specially defensive Mew with, Bulk Up, Psychic Fangs, and Leech Life. So, yes, Zarude can run Darkest Lariat, and it can break through the defense boosts that I get from Bulk Up. But unless he is banded, he cannot actually one-shot Mew, which is pretty crazy to think, actually. I think if he's Adamant Life Orb, he can, but he's not going to be Adamant Life Orb. Like, no. But Jolly Banded can actually kill it in one shot with a Darkest Lariat, but anything else, pretty much, I live. At +1, I just nuke him with a Leech Life and get all of that health nice back, which is very cool. So, Psychic Fangs just pretty much hits everything else. Leech Life is also for, like, the Slowking. Slowking is actually looking really solid for me to come in and set up on, which is very cool. So, if he brings the Slowking, I can bring it in. If he gets a Scald Burn on me, then whatever. I just bulk up. I just keep bulking up, and essentially just get to +4 instead of +6. You know, it's fine. But yeah, and Leech Life, Soft Boiled keeps me healthy. Psychic Fangs is a nice strong stab move, and that's pretty much about it. So yeah, nothing too crazy this week. No crazy sets, no Belch High Dragons, no Dragon Dance Weakness Policy Mew. I guess the Mew set is a little bit out there, but you know, that's pretty cool. But anyway, though, that is going to be it for this right here. You know, it's definitely very scary, but I think if I can position well, and not let the Solgaleo get like the weakness policy boost and like a speed boost for free, I think we should be pretty good. The biggest problem is obviously going to be that Landorus, so if we can just end up finding a way to knock out that Landorus, like, that would be really cool, you know. Just but we'll see how it ends up going. Should be a interesting game nonetheless. But yeah, so yeah, but that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoy the game. Alright, here we go. Press A at that starting signal, getting ready to battle Shuckle King. And we're going to give him that GLHF. And we're going to get in here. So we're going to see what might be coming. I know, like, the Solgaleo, the Landorus, like, that kind of stuff is kind of like a shoe-in. But he has a lot of options. So he could kind of bring a vast mix of things, you know. Like, so I honestly don't really know what he's going to be bringing here. So you might be doing a little bit of an intro, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. The Solgaleo is potentially problematic, but the only thing that's really scary is like the agility weakness policy set that I talked about. So that could be very scary, but it would probably have to give up some kind of coverage for that. So there's that. Zarude is a little bit annoying for my Mew, but, you know, that's about it. Otherwise, like, Mew kind of just sets up all over freaking, like, Slowking, which is cool, in that. So, mostly just needed something specially defensive. So, hopefully Lan is not being cruel to us, and we are, you know, good to go here. So might end up cutting to whenever we actually start things, because I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about, you know. So alright, and there we go. So, oh, he brought the Tauros. That's interesting. That's not what I was expecting at all. So looks like no freaking no Selgor, which is great, and no Slowking, which is pretty cool. You know, that was kind of what I was hoping to set up my Mew on, but it is what it is, right? So, but we got us a Tauros here. Looks like he's getting his head chopped off a little bit, but that's alright. Tauros, and we got us a Nihilego. So, Mew can somewhat handle the Nihilego, and if we get like our sand up, then obviously we could definitely handle it, because we just outspeed it and just kill it. So there's that. But yeah. So, and Hippo can live pretty much any one hit from it unboosted. So that is nice. All right. So what are we going to be leading off with? I think I don't hate just leading off with Moltres. I can U-turn on most of his stuff, but if he leads off with like, let's just lead off with Hippo. Let's just lead off with Hippo, right? You know, what does it hurt? What does it hurt? Like, nothing, like, threatens me right off the bat, you know? So, yeah, I'm fine just leading off with Hippo, get my sand up, turn 1, you know, going some craziness, and we are good. So, alright, shout outs to Joe there. Alright, so, no Slow King. Let's get that over here. We have a Leo lead. Leo, are you a special boy there? So yeah, this is the only thing that I'm a little bit afraid of, is if he's like agility weakness policy, you know? Because he doesn't have a whole lot that can hit me. Right? So I'm just going to rocks here. I want to get up my rocks. I want to see what this thing's gonna do. Okay, he just switches right out. Goes into Kissy. I respect it. He doesn't want nothing to do with my freaking my boy. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and set up some rocks. That's pretty nice. So he's gonna get buffeted a little bit. So we see a leftovers. We do not. That's fine. Now we go into Mew. If he wants to paralyze us, like, he just gets synchroed right back on, you know. So that's perfectly fine. All right. Defog. All right, straight for a defog. No issues whatsoever with that. So, all right. So Mew gets buffeted a little bit. We do reveal that we're leftovers. We do see that we're faster than this Togekiss as well, which is very nice knowledge to have. So that's pretty cool. So, I'm going to set up a bulk up. If he's banded Zarude, then good for him. But we can live a Life Orb hit. I'm gonna set up a singular bulk up, and then start doing things. Thunderwave? Alright, well, he's going to paralyze his own Togekiss. So that's kind of cute. That's kind of cool. Alright, Mew gets buffeted a little bit. No big deal. This Togekiss is wearing itself down. It's taken almost about as much as rocks. He might be like Heal Bell Togekiss, which, you know, good for him, right? So, I'm going to go ahead and try to read a switch here, and I'm going to go for... I feel like I could just go straight for a Psychic Fangs. You know, what's going to come in? Like, is the Zarude going to... The Zarude could hard come in. But again, unless he's banded, I'm good. Nihilego. Oh my god, if we break through the confusion, this is massive, dude. Or if we break through the para, this is huge. Psychic Fangs, goodbye. Farewell. Oh, he's Sash. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Cool. He's not Power Herb. So that's neat. That's very interesting then. Okay. What do I do about you then? I mean, this is kind of what my Mew is for, right? just Psychic Fangs again. I'm just going to Psychic Fangs again. Foul Play? That's an interesting option. And we get paralyzed. Okay. Sandstorm subsides. That's fine. That's good. That's an interesting option. Foul Play, Nihiligo. But we're a very bulky Mew. As long as we don't get completely screwed over by a freaking Paralysis Hass like multiple times in a row, we should be fine, right? Soft Boiled. So we can get Soft Boiled up here. Very nice. I feel like I want to just switch into Hippo. The Rocky Helmet will knock this thing out if it keeps going for Foul Play. And we get our sand back up, so that's fine. I think that this is the right play here. We can knock out this Nihiligo. It's not even an issue anymore, right? It stayed in because we are now slower than it. I'm pretty sure we were always going to be slower than it. But Hippo gets sand back up. If he goes for Foul Play, nice. This is going to do almost nothing to my Hippo, and we knock it out with a Rocky Helmet. Beautiful. So that is great. Just 90 go. There we go. Beautiful. And now we're in a pretty strong position here. Like Zarude could potentially come in. Landorus could potentially come in. It's probably just going to be the Togekiss, though. If I had to guess, you know, nothing too wild. But we will see. Yeah, so we've seen Thunder Wave. I think Thunder Wave and Defog is the only thing that we've seen. So it's going to definitely have probably Air Slash, and I would be very surprised if it didn't have Roost. So most likely that Togekiss is stuck paralyzed for the rest of the game. So that's pretty cool. Seems pretty solid. Zarude! Dada Zarude is here. I want to just go for an Ice Fang. I want to just go straight for an Ice Fang. I want to just see what this thing's going to do. I want to see its damage output. We could probably tell that from our freaking Hippo, you know. Let's just go ahead and start pulling up that freaking calc anyway. I want to just see what my boy Zarude has. So, if he's not boosted, he can do like a solid chunk of damage here. So, Power Whip, 189 to 57. That is looking like banded. 189 minus 57. That's 132 points of damage. That actually could be just like a min roll. Okay. Okay, that's not too shabby. No. Oh, wrong mon. That's fine. If he resists, goes for Rock Slide, you know, great call on him, obviously. But, you know, this is fine. We get to do a solid chunk of damage to that Zarude there. So, alright. Moltres can come in, do silly things. Yeah, I think that this thing is just like a normal boosting item. No flame body, unfortunately. It does confirm that he is faster than us, though. So we want to try to preserve some stuff on that. So is Power Whip not contact? I could have sworn it was contact, you know? That's kind of sketch. So, that did nothing to my Moltres. I think we just can go into Drill. We can go into Drill. If he just stays in spams Power Whip, then great. All right, nice. We get a nice freaking. Oh, that's beautiful. We get a great switch in here. Hello, Togekissy. We don't have very many turns of sand, though, which is very annoying, very scary. That kind of makes me think that he's Scarfed, because he's doing a lot of damage. But, so yeah, I think that I only have, yes, this is my only turn of sand right here. I feel like I could just go for an Iron Head right here. Nothing really too crazy going on. He can switch into like Solgaleo or Landorus. Yep, there's the Landorus. That's fine. We are getting chip damage on this thing like we need, so I am perfectly fine with this. So this is just gonna be a nice chunklet of damage right here. Boom, baby. That is good. If we get a +1 setup, we can essentially Iron Head that thing again. So it is leftovers, most likely a nice bulky Landorus set, if I had to guess. So, all right. So with my Mew being paralyzed, I don't feel great sending that in. You know, I feel like he has to go for an Earthquake here. He could go for a U-turn, I suppose. If he's really being ballsy, but this drill is a problem for him. I don't think that he can really play around. You know, I don't think he can really play around with it, right? So we're just gonna make a hard raid, go into our Hydra. Yeah, not so much hard. There, yeah. He kind of has to freaking go hard here with this Lando. All right, so does he choose to stay in here? Take a Draco, or does he switch out and go into that? So I'm just gonna drop a Draco. I have my Mew relatively healthy. Togekiss is doing Togekiss things in the back. Not really that worried about it. So that seems pretty cool. So I can just drop a Draco if I get just a big old chunk of chip damage out on something, or I can just potentially just straight up knock out this Landorus, and that is a massive issue. Ooh, lives on like 1 HP. Let's go, freaking Landorus. That's got some chunk in him. You know, big old freaking superpower, going to end up claiming that victory there, though. Very impressive. Very impressive. All right, that is actually a little bit problematic, but potentially gives us an in to our Scolipede, which I think is actually fantastic right now. So we've seen superpower on this thing. I am really feeling it right now. Does he preserve this? I don't think he does. I think he probably just stays in here. Do I just set up the Swords Dance anyway? Honestly, I don't hate it. I might lose my Sash here. I'm just going for it. This Landorus is like the biggest problem to this freaking Scolipede, and now it's gone. Essentially, if I set up a Swords Dance here, I get to do massive amounts of damage to everything on that side of the field now. Essentially, if he chooses to preserve his Landorus, I get free Swords Dance right now. There we go, free Swords Dance. Very cool. What does he choose to go for? Fly! Okay! Well, I get another Swords Dance. I get to go +4. I get to go +4 now, then. I have no reason not to. Yo, that's cool. That's just cool. I don't know what else to say about that, you know? That's just cool. Fly Landorus brings me down, not even to my Sash. I don't think anybody on his team has priority, you know? So, +4... Poison Jab is definitely going to hurt right now. He could potentially just rotate around between like Solgaleo and Landorus, I suppose. But, you know, I could just fire off a Mega Horn, you know, if he keeps trying to do that. So, that's just fine. I am +4. Landorus, you're very bulky, but I think at 25%, I don't think that you freaking live this Poison Jab from +4 Scolipede. So he has a singular switch into this. He's going to reveal it going into Zarude. Okay, very cool. Poison Jab. There we go. Zarude is gone. The biggest problem to my freaking Mew is gone. Very cool. My Hydra is also down. So there's that. Landorus comes back in. He is going to intimidate me. I feel like he's going to just keep intimidating shuffling, so I'm gonna go for a Mega Horn. I'm just gonna go straight for a Mega Horn. Scolipede is just round 1 of our Sword Dance sweep, you know. I feel like because like +3 Mega Horn will definitely kill. I am just completely in fact of that. And if he switches into Solgaleo, there it is. He's switching into Solgaleo on the potential Poison Jab right now, or the Togekiss. Interesting. That's fine. We do hit the Mega Horn. Very cool. So yeah, we are super duper 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 uber fast. He might be Kebia Berry, but we're still +3. I think we're okay. You know, I think we're okay. Or Kabaya Berry, whatever it's called. We're going to see another switch into Landorus, I'm assuming right now. But we are pretty solid, I think. I think we're doing pretty good for ourselves. There's the Landorus. Now we're back at +1, excuse me. Alright. Alright, so, I'm just gonna go for Poison Jab. Alright, because we revealed the Mega Horn, I feel like we could just go straight for Poison Jab. It's fine. +1. Scolipede. It might live. It doesn't. That's cool. So we're +1. Yeah, I really felt like he was staying in there that time. So, all he has left now is a freaking Tauros and a freaking Solgaleo. If he is weakness policy, that is still incredibly scary. Still incredibly scary. But he has to attack here. He has to attack. He has no choice not to attack here. +1 Scolipede is still going to do a lot of damage. Doesn't quite get the knockout. That is super unfortunate. There's the weakness policy. Okay. There is the weakness policy. However, we still put him in... Oh. That is scary. That is scary. We still outspeed. We still outspeed +1 with Drill. We still outspeed +1 with Drill. We double check. We double check, but I'm almost 100% certain that we outspeed +1 with Drill because we outspeed a Scarfed. Whatchamacallit? We outspeed a Scarfed freaking Tauros with Drill. Psychic. Alright, let's just say at best he is Jolly. Jolly +1 hits 244. My Drill in Sand hits 268. I have no issues right now. I just go into Drill, I click Earthquake, and I win the game, more or less. Tauros can probably live it a hit. So there's that. But you know, we have the pieces, I believe. Yeah. So weakness policy. See, the thing is, like, the weakness policy was incredibly scary. I was more worried about weakness policy agility set, but we put him into a situation where he could never get +2 speed. You know. Yo, shoutouts to Green Tauros, one of my favorites. It looks so dumb, but I love it so much. So we're just going to go straight for a big old Earthquake. It does end up living, but a couple turns of Sandstream should be able to do it. A couple turns of Sand should be able to do it. We can just go straight into our Mew, potentially. Get another freaking kill for the little guy. And he is Life Orb, so actually don't even need it. So There we go. GG, though, to Shuckle King. We ended up with a nice 2-0 dub. That Solgaleo was terrifying, but, we ended up clutching it out, and there was that. But, yeah, that was really solid. SCOLIPEDE definitely showing his strengths right there and why he's here. He's not just a spike bot like I've been bringing him in the past few weeks. But anyway, that's going to be it. Be sure to go check out Shuckle King along with all the other coaches down below. We get us a nice clean 2-0 dub right there, and you know what? You can't hate on that. So, but that's going to be it for today. Like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. I love you all.